Good morning and greetings from Northumberland on the 18th of August. August seems to be flying through and the holidays approaching, which brings a smile to my face indeed. The first time we're going to have really to go away for any night since lockdown, and that will be both a joy and a very strange thing for us. Today's gospel is a glorious gospel, I think. It's the parable of the workers in the vineyard. You know the bit? Some of them start in the morning and some of them start an hour before the end of the day, and they all get the same reward. And of course, this is in a non-union situation. They grumble. They grumble because those who are working longer feel they should get more reward than the ones who work for a short time. But of course, those who have worked for the whole day are getting the agreed reward, the fair wage, the right wage for a whole day. It's just that the Lord, the landowner, God, is giving the same reward to those who come later. And there are all sorts of ways of looking at this, but the way I look at it is this. I've been a Christian for 65 years. I'm 65 years old. My parents took me to church when I was an infant. I remember distinctly going to church before I was 5. I can't say I was always totally engaged with it, but it was there and it was important. I can remember saying prayers with my mum at night before I went to bed. And the Christian faith has been important to me. And when I left home, when I was 18 and went to college, like many people, I had to take that decision. Would I continue to live and practice my faith? And I did. And I've never gone away from the church for any time. So I can say that for more than 40 years, I've been ordained for 40 years, for more than 45 years, my faith has been an important personal part of my life. It's informed the decisions I've made, and God has been there at the beginning of each day and at the end of each day and in between for all those years. That's been a privilege, and it's been a guide and a force that has made me who I am. Now, I'm not saying that I've always been perfect. There are parts of my life, decisions I've taken, things I've done that I wish I'd done differently, as every person has. But for those 45, 50 years, I've always tried consciously to let my faith guide me and help me to be the person that God wants me to be. And I pray and hope and trust that this will lead to life eternal in his presence. But the point is, I've had the joy and the experience of this already. If someone comes to faith later on in life, I think they've missed out, because they've missed out on a time when God was with them and helping them, or they were conscious of the way in which God was with them and helping them. The reward, if you like, the privilege of life in God's care is just the same. But they have missed part of that time when they understood that. But God is not being unjust. God is simply being loving. He's offering to each one of us the same potential, the same love, the same forgiveness, the same privilege of life in his presence. And he does that simply because he loves us. Therefore, there is no room for thoughts of unfairness. There are no room for thoughts of injustice. God can only give totally and completely of his love for us. And for us, there is the privilege of taking up that love of saying yes to that love, of responding to that love. At whatever point we truly open our hearts to it and truly encounter it. May God bless us today in opening our hearts to God's love.